Hi guys, this is Laurel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Hey, I wanted to just talk to you about doing some do-it-yourself embellishments. This is a kit called Watercolor Summer by Kim Jensen, who designs the Lilypad. And I just want to talk to you about those situations where you have a lovely kit like this one, but as you can see, there's only paper. There's no embellishments or anything else. So sometimes if I don't have any embellishments, I just do what we all do, is go to our stash and see what we have that works. But for any reason, if I can't find something that matches well, I'm not feeling inspired by it, I don't want to go on the hunt for a new embellishment in a store, or I just want something that really matches really well, I'll just go ahead and do some simple things using this kit that I have in front of me and the things in Photoshop. And using this kit and tools and functions in Photoshop, I created this layout about my kids on Easter Sunday back in 2014. And all the embellishments and papers and everything were from this kit that I either used or created. So what I'm going to do now is I created a template for this layout where I'm going to put my pictures and things. So what I'm going to do first here in a minute is there's that very bottom clipping mask that's white. I'm going to fill it with purple, and the way that I'm going to do that is by going to filter up from the top menu and hit pixelate and then color halftone. And what this is going to allow me to do is to create a pattern paper that has lots of dots on it. So first what I did is I created that pixelated pattern using the filter, and then the part that I filled with purple with the white part I filled with purple, and then I used a clipping mask and clipped the dotted paper into that clipping mask, so I have a purple dotted paper. And in a little while you'll see I'll decided to change the color on that, and I'll let you know why. So this is just a solid yellow from the watercolor paper kit, which I'm going to go ahead and put on the very bottom background layer there, and that's going to serve as the base for our page. So I'm just kind of making some adjustments to get it to fit to the page. And then let's see, what's next? The next part of this, I'm going to go ahead and I created some rectangular clipping masks, a small one on the left and a larger one on the right. These are going to be a journaling card and a place for the title. But what I'm going to do now is grab this picture of my kids, and that top clipping mask, that top larger rectangle, I'm going to clip in this picture of my kids. So I'm dragging the picture up onto the layout, making sure it's in the right place in the layer stack, and then I'm going to do Command and G here in a minute and clip that picture into its clipping mask. Right, I just like to change the names of each layer so I know what I'm working with here. So that's what I did just now, and then I clipped that picture in using Control G, and now I'm just resizing it a little and moving it around until I get everybody's head and face in the picture so that the tops of their heads aren't chopped off. And then I'll keep going with the other pictures in this layout that I want to include here in a minute. The next thing I'm going to do, I think, is to create, or I'm going to show you where I clip the pictures in. They're going to go into those two clipping masks just below the focal picture. So I just clip them in using the same process I did before. Now I'm going to create that journaling card. So I'm dragging this ombre paper that has blue and yellow and green onto that smaller upright rectangular clipping mask, and I'm going to make this into a journaling card. So I just went ahead and repositioned the paper where I wanted it, and now I grabbed the rounded rectangular tool from the toolbar on the left. You can see it highlighted, and I'm going to create a white rounded rectangle where I'm going to put my writing. I chose white from the color picker. You saw that pop up just a minute ago. So that's where I'm going to do my writing on that journaling tab, journaling card. And I put the word today in there, and I couldn't decide what font to keep it in, so that I just set it in the middle of the journaling card for now. And then using the shape tool, I went to the custom shape tool, the one that looks like a blob, and I scrolled down until I found this little like arrow or tab shape, whatever you want to call it. And obviously I do not want it to stay black. So what I'm going to do here in a minute after sizing it is I'm going to go down to the project bin, and I'm going to grab the lightest of those blue papers, that one right there that kind of looks like a light sky blue. And what I'm going to do is clip this into that little banner shape, or that little pointer, that little label shape, so that I have a cute little banner. And then what I did was I went to Edit and Stroke and put a black outline stroke around this this label. And now what I'm kind of doing is just moving the sides a little bit and the top so that the outline fits just inside there, so you can see it better, and it creates some more contrast between this little label and the journaling card. And then from here, I wanted to put the word today on my card, so I'm searching through, and what I'm doing is there's a font, it's called Phosphate something or other. I will go ahead and put that on the screen. I'm sorry, I can't remember. But I put the word today in there, and then I'm going to go to the opacity slider at the top of the layers bin palette, and I'm going to just slide that to about 41%, I think, so that it's not really noisy and loud and screaming at us. And then what I just did is take the line tool, which is you hit the shape tool in the toolbar and find the options, and you'll pick the line tool, and I'm just drawing some little lines and then copying them over, so I have some journaling lines to put my writing on, and just making sure that those are equally spaced and looking good there on that journaling card. So except for the journaling, this little card is pretty much done. So let's see here. Oh, just a few more tweaks with the lines there. Okay, and now I'm going to change those lines to that lavender color that I filled the other clipping mask with. It's my foreground color right now, so that it matches better with the overall color scheme of the page. Okay, and then here's our progress so far, and then you can see on the right, on that larger clipping mask, I clipped that same light blue paper in there, and I'm going to put the title Easter Sunday in that space. I just really enjoy creating fun title effects. So I went through and I started with a font called, I used the text tool and used a font called Babus New or Nue, I don't know how to say that, but I just didn't really like it very well in that spot. So after I got the word spaced the way I wanted to with the lettering just right, and then I went back into the font picker and the text tool and started to search for another one, because and then I decided that I would clip some paper into the words Easter Sunday. So I've picked another ombre one. This is ombre from peach to yellow to red, and I'm moving it in the layer stack, and then what I'm going to do is just clip it into that text. You can also clip things into text, not just to shapes, other shapes like squares and circles and everything. So now here I am, I'm searching, and I picked the Sorry Not Sorry bold font is what I picked there, and I thought that looked a lot better and fit in there. And you can also see that I took some of the red from that pattern paper, I sampled it with the eyedropper tool, and I changed the half-tone dotted paper to that color, to kind of like a reddish pink, because the purple was throwing me off and I didn't think it matched the layout very well. So that's what I went ahead and decided to do, because I thought it looked better. Okay. So now, and then what I did here is I went back to the shape tool, to the custom shape tool, and then I scrolled through the little flyout menu of shapes till I found like this, it's almost like a little arrow shape, and I created one because that's going to be a little tab. And then I took that, let me see which paper, was it the ombre one? Yeah, the blue, green, yellow ombre one, and I moved that into the layer stack. Oh, I cut a piece out of it using the rectangular marquee. Sorry about that. And then I'm going to go up and move that piece of paper right up over that little tab I created and do Control G between those two layers and clip that in there. And then in a minute, you're going to see that there's some things I did off camera. I forgot to film them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an outline stroke around the tab at the top. I'm going to fill in my journaling, and then I'll show you a picture of what that looks like. I also created a little brad in the middle of the flower that I'll show you in a minute, and I did that using the Bevels palette in the effects palette, and I think I'll save that one for another video. But anyways, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed seeing this process, and I don't generally do this many embellishments at a time on a page. It's usually just like one or two, but this gives you a quick idea of what to do if you need a quick fix and want to get your page done by using the same kit elements. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.